Hey, welcome back to Tarot by Cherie, my lights. How's everybody doing on this hump day, this Wednesday? We're going to get right into today's reading, and I hope everybody's having a great start to their day. We have a wonderful start to today's reading with this Ace of Wands. All right, I am also going to get some messages from this deck here. Give it a quick shuffle. All right, let's get started. So I hope you guys are feeling as good as I am, or at least just catching a small glimpse, or I should say a small portion of these awesome feelings that I have today and part of yesterday, same thing. And I didn't realize, I forgot about the blood moon, guys, okay? The blood moon has a direct correlation to what I'm about to tell you. All right, so what I'm about to tell you, Aquarius, is the blood moon had called on Aquarius to release outdated ambitions, to make room for higher spiritual callings. Okay, guys, you are all about higher spiritual callings. Okay, so an example, it would be like a sudden urge to leave a path that no longer is resonating, right? All of a sudden you decide the very thing you thought was okay, suddenly you're feeling friction, you're feeling not good about it. This could be like in the workplace, okay? Something in the workplace where you're no longer feeling aligned. Your work is not feeling aligned with your soul's calling. So, you know, a place that was once okay for you is now a place that you're not liking. And when this happens, and it may have happened to you recently with this blood moon, with, you know, all things, not just your job, but people, places, connections, okay? Then you might suddenly find yourself wanting to just understanding you don't feel the same about the job, the person, or what have you, okay? It no longer is serving you for your betterment. You can no longer feel good about doing it, and then it's time to move on, okay? That's what this is about. So what once might have been, you know, some type of happy connection, a caring connection, a loving connection, suddenly may feel like a distant connection. And this is what is happening. I call it the separation. Okay, this is going to allow you the space and the room you're needing for the growth, this period of growth that you are experiencing right now. Okay, you are in a period, Aquarius, where you are leaving behind what no longer serves you, and you are putting action behind things that you want. Okay, and this just was like a switch, really. This was like, it may feel that way. It may feel like this was just like a switch that somebody switched off or on, and your feelings just suddenly are different about things, right? Okay, so this is in regard to love, actually, and your finances, a connection with this person you might be with or looking at who has money, and you might feel some sort of attraction to this person. This person might be somebody you're working with, or might be somebody that you met recently through friends, a business trip, or just, you know, anywhere really. So there is an attraction. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of some type of relationship. You're excited about it. All right. You don't really know yet where it's going to go. And this is a great time for me to let you know, guys, that I do offer readings. If you want to see what I offer, you can click on the description below the video. And yeah, all my services are there with the prices. All right. So here, we have the King of Wands. All right, so I'm definitely feeling like a lot of you are haven't given up your dream of wealth. All right, we all kind of dream about this at some point or another. It might have been a distant dream when you were very, very young. You saw yourself as being, a king, someone very wealthy, someone very prominent, someone important in life, or you saw yourself doing something that people would just have, amazing respect for you and think the world of you. All right, I'm seeing that you are coming into yourselves, and this is exactly, what you can expect from yourself. For those of you who have been experiencing their gifts, using their gifts, and knowing that you can manifest in anything you want within minutes now, hours, because of the alignment of the planets. So if you hadn't realized, we have a very unusual or a planetary alignment that doesn't happen often. And a bunch of planets are all in alignment. I'm not sure which ones they are, but they are bringing in amazing powers to Aquarius, okay? Also seeing here, for some of you, you're going through indecision, okay? Should you have a situation, in other words, where you're not sure, should you take a left turn or a right turn? What do you want to do? You're feeling very unsure. Some of you know already how you want to deal with the decisions. You're making decisions very quickly because you are very conscious of what is serving you and what is not. And this card of indecision goes right back to that, okay? What is serving you, Aquarius, and what is no longer serving you? So that makes this very out in the open, puts it in the light, helps you make that decision. Just ask yourself that question and you will get the answer very quickly, okay? I'm seeing this card here, the Emperor. All right, this is about a lot of you, again, coming into yourselves. This could also be in regard to a father figure, all right, a father figure or a boss figure. So this could be a multitude of things, as you can see, depending on what is happening in your life. Some of you might be dealing with some things, some health issues with your father, I just heard, health issues with your dad, a lot of feelings of concern right now, worry about dad, and others of you might be kind of bumping heads with your boss, or just suddenly finding yourself disliking your boss. Something came to light with him recently, something he said. It could have been anything. It could have been just a look that he gave someone or you, and you just caught a glimpse of it. That was the energy that you picked up on. You saw just a look, and you also got the energy of what was behind that. So something with the boss may have turned you off. And if this is your father, okay, and you're very concerned, there's some type of health issue, all right, please comment below the video. Whichever scenario you're in, comment below the video regarding that, okay? I do see a lot of you walking away from this ending. I think these cards can safely be put together here, okay? So a lot of you, there's a lot of endings. I just felt a lot of you separating from people, just separating, just your feelings have completely changed and you feel very different, okay? For some of you, it was slow. It started a while ago, and it's just, at this point, though, it's just getting unbearable. Like, you can't even fake it anymore, Aquarius, if you wanted to. You can't fake it. You don't have the same feelings for this person, and you are going to walk away from that situation. But you are going to carry with you a lot of beautiful memories with this card. You're not going to forget the beginning of the relationship, certain parts of the relationship, certain parts of your person when you first fell in love. You're going to hold those emotions dear to you, but you're going to be able to let the rest go. Because in this situation, it doesn't really look like, I put these in the opposite way. It doesn't really look like they did anything terrible. It's just that your feelings have changed. Okay? So with that being said, let's continue in this reading and see what else Spirit may have. I'm upside down, guys. All right, we have the Four of Cups. Okay. So again, you know, this is very important here, guys, because they're driving the point home that if you're stuck, if you're feeling stuck in this relationship, and especially if you're feeling ignored, don't. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but you know, do you want to stay in a relationship that feels loveless, or that feels like your needs aren't being met? Don't you think there's someone out there who's vibrating on your frequency who would be much better suited for you? And you'll never know unless you give yourself the chance. But you're feeling ignored by a partner, and I'm seeing stuckness here, and a lot of you are you already have one foot out the door. This is unhappiness. All right, I'm seeing something here, somebody very smart. That would be you, Aquarius. I see you doing something, like really thinking deeply. Yeah, you're spending a lot of time putting something together that's going to change the world, actually. That's going to be some kind of something new that you're inventing, or a new idea on something. You're putting something together and you're spending a ton of time on this. And I wouldn't be surprised if you pulled this off, Aquarius, because you are so creative and intelligent. Okay. All right, let's continue. All right, so here I'm seeing the card of, okay, not necessarily a decision for Aquarius, but I see that you're going back and forth on something. All right, you're not really sure which path you want to take, what decision to make, what it is that you want to do, and you're bouncing back and forth. You're unsure. You're in the process right now of trying to gain clarity on this situation that you're in. Okay. This is a good time for me to mention, guys, I do offer readings. So if you want to see what I offer, you can click on the description below the video. All right. So, but this is the card of clarity. It's also very positive. It's very connected to the spirit realms. It's connected to manifestation. And you happen to have the manifestation card right next to it, which makes it extremely powerful. This is something coming in for you, Aquarius, that will be extremely powerful. Okay, and it's over the card of intuition. So guys, you have no idea what is coming. You have no idea how big some of these things are that you are getting ready to discover, to bring in, the changes you're going to make. I'm feeling a lot of different things swirling around you, just all different types of energy, but nonetheless powerful energy. All right. And you know, a part of this, why this is happening, is a lot of you have come into your authentic selves, and you are able now to speak your truth. You are able to speak out about things that you felt timid about before, or speaking about these things. So where before you thought, if I speak out about this very powerful idea I have, people will boo-hoo me, they'll think I'm silly, they'll, you know, laugh at me. So there was always, you held back. You held back from speaking your mind, but now you've come into your authentic selves. A lot of you, if not close to all of you, okay? The ones that are frequency, have a high frequency, you guys are speaking your mind. You're speaking up about, your thoughts, your ideas, your emotions, how you really feel about things and people. And this is a very freeing experience, guys. It's very freeing when you get to that point. All right. Here I'm seeing somebody's feeling left out in the cold. And I feel like this is somebody's, a really good friend of yours is moving away from you. I don't know if this is, an actual move. But this is difficult for you. This person is very meaningful. You've known them a long time. And you don't want them to separate from you. Now, I don't know if this is somebody who is separating from you, and you're not really understanding what happened fully, or if this person is just moving to like another location, another state, another place. But yeah, this is difficult for you, and you're going through this right now. All right, I'm seeing something here. This is an opportunity for you, and you are a single mother, and you need to hear this message today. There's an opportunity that it did present itself to you already, or is going to. This is financial, and it's going to be the bomb. It's going to bring in a lot of happiness for you. And I definitely feel like you are like a mother, or you have the motherly qualities, at least, where you're empathetic, loving, giving, generous. You have all that going on. And this opportunity, although I see it to be mainly financial, I do feel there's a person attached to this that you're going to meet. So I don't know if this is a career or a job or a business that you're going to maybe join a partner in their business, something along the line where you're going to be meeting someone. So you're going to be making money from this particular thing that you're going to, right? But you're also going to be meeting a person who's very smart and is going to show you a lot of new things. This person's going to teach you a lot of things. They're going to show you, like literally help you teach. Yeah, they're going to be an amazing support for you, and they're going to be an integral part of your life, a very important person in your life. They're going to bring a lot of happiness. You're going to feel very connected to this person, and you may even end up marrying this person. Okay, this is the opportunity that Spirit is speaking of for you. All right, so don't miss that opportunity when it comes. You should recognize it for what it is. All right, I'm seeing something not good. All right, so again, guys, this is a reminder to be very careful. There are things going on in the background that you're unaware of, things in the mix that you're unaware of. Okay, I'm going to say something to some of you. I don't think I've ever said this to you before, but I was talking to my daughter about this morning, and I have to say this out loud. I feel very strongly about this, and I did get this from Spirit one day. Okay, and I'm not a prude, but I have to say that people that are getting mixed up in toxic things, like toxic people, toxic things like alcohol, drugs, where it's not just a Friday night party, it's more intense. You're actually, this is becoming a thing where this is how you're coping. It's becoming a coping mechanism for you. All right, if this is you, there are things you don't understand about this, okay? And this is a time where you have to be very careful, because a lot of things are in the ether right now, and they're not all good, all right? So what I'm trying to say is there are attachments involved with drugs and alcohol, okay? The attachments, I don't want to say too much on my channel, because I never know what's going to wreck my day with my reading. But There are certain attachments that see you as being vulnerable when you're doing this and an easy target. Okay, so that's what I felt in this reading. All right, so if you can, pick yourself up and start steering away from negative things, toxic things, I do see a whole different path for you, a different life for you. One where you're going to have joy instead of depression, elation instead of shame, instead of, you know, just doing ritualistic negative things and causing self-harm. All right, there's that, and then there is the other side of it where you would be celebrating. Not only that, but we have the Wheel of Fortune, and it's my understanding that, you have to be, this is definitely attached to the fifth dimension, guys. So if you're not acting responsibly and becoming that loving, giving, high frequency person, you're just not going to fit in this fifth dimension of beauty, of ease, of, elation, happiness, and changes for the better. And, that is what this card represents. The Wheel of Fortune is wealth, abundance, it's protection. It's, all good things wrapped in one. It's positivity, guys. And you have the Justice card. They want to drive it home that this is going to be your justice, love. This is what it's all about. If you want to get out of those, third dimensional emotions, third dimensional relationships, third dimensional people, events, you have to step out of that box. You have to start helping yourself. You have to start making the changes, okay? That's why the Justice card is here to tell you that your justice is accessible. It's all about you, okay? So that being said, they're asking you to bring in your own balance, start balancing out your life. Take it one bite at a time. If you're overwhelmed, if you're in something very deep and you don't know how to get out and it's a negative thing, all right, you can get a reading with me. I'm sure I can help you, or you can just start practicing staying in a state of gratefulness and, do one small thing at a time for yourself. Get yourself out of the mess that you're in. You can do it. And you're the only one that can, okay? So things might look very chaotic to you right now and you don't know which way to turn, okay? And you might be just feeling very sad and low today because of it. I do recognize that, there are two different things going on here. There are people who are vibrating high, who are, getting these jolts of elation and happiness and starting to feel this baseline emotion that I'm feeling today. And there are others of you who for whatever reason, you're just not there yet. But, most of you want to get there. So start out by getting yourself in a state of gratefulness, my loves. Okay, and I hope this reading resonated for you. And if it did, guys, please take a second and subscribe, like, hit the bell, and I will see you guys tomorrow.